The following is an excerpt from Dale Conager's memoir, If You Build It, I Will Come.
Last night, son, I had a weird dream. It's a long story, so I'll pass you the details. I was defending one of the many facilities while a man with a chilling voice replaced the usual lady shouting in the speaker. I was fixing my sentry while this man appeared behind me. My first reaction was to equip the Wrangler and shoot at him, but it didn't do anything.
Mr. Conager,
He said,
your toy won't save you this time.
as he was about to put his hands on my shoulders, I woke up.
Rise and shine, Mr. Conager.
Woo-wee! The man was in my room. Smirking, he reached out his pockets and handed me a tiny thing that looked like speakers and a TV.
Give it to your employers.
He said,
This is the product they were waiting for.
then he walked out of my room without a word. I looked at the product more closely, but it didn't make any sense. Now, when I got to my employer's office, the CEO laughed at his colleagues.
I told you we were all gonna get it someday.
When I asked him what this thing was, his writer handed me this notice. Son, if you want to use that thing, go ahead. It sure sounds amazing. Me, I'll pass on that. That night was so terrifying, I don't see myself using it.
Creators.TF has been working on creating custom versions of everything seen in Team Fortress 2, and we finally have been able to push custom announcer voice lines. These were initially recorded for hazardous environments, but they have finally been released. In order to be able to use them properly, you can either download them directly from our website or use our newly released Creators.TF custom launcher. This is a desktop program that not only keeps your Team Fortress 2 build up to date with all of the files we have on the Creators.TF servers, as well as any official add-ons we may support, but in the future we will likely be expanding this out to support not only future add-ons for Creators.TF, both official and unofficial, but also the major source engine modifications for Team Fortress 2. If you are interested in either the G-Man Announcer Pack or the Creators.TF launcher, I recommend checking out the Creators.TF Twitter account, where users will be frequently updated on all of the ongoings on the software. Now, on August 29th, 2020, we ended the Classful event and brought Back to Fight. Quote, it's almost September now, and if you were a normal human being, you would listen to those boring official letters saying blah blah blah, back to school, and boring people trying to sell you products you don't need, like shampoo. But you're not a normal human being, you're a mercenary. Back to Fight is one of the smaller Creators.TF events. About a year ago, we discussed how we would be splitting up our events into two different categories, major and minor. Major being something along the lines of Classful and hazardous environments, and minor being along the lines of Back to Fight. Back to Fight brings an entirely new cosmetic case with no real theming, as well as 5 new maps: Koth Bagel, Koth Gibson, Koth Harder, Payload Camber, and Payload Cashworks. This is still the ongoing event on Creators.TF as we currently work on our next 2 themes, which we have already announced. Posted on August 11th of 2020, welcome to 2 new themes. Quote, this year has been a wild ride, hasn't it? But screw it, let's make the rest of this year even bigger. That's a topic I brought up to the Manco employees during our latest meeting. One of them suggested to develop 2 special events at the same time. And you know what happened to him? Yeah, obviously he got fired. I'm the boss here and I make the decisions. Not him. It's me. Essentially what we're doing here is making sure that the community is aware of what themes we are working on way ahead of us actually releasing those themes, so that people can create content that fits those themes. So our next 2 events are Spooky and Robots. Obviously, Scream Fortress is coming up quite soon, but the Robots event has a lot of interesting content going on behind it, and I can't get into any of the details on either. But rest assured, there's some amazing stuff going on behind the scenes. The point of this post was to let people know that you can A, apply to the Creators.TF team if you feel you can bring something valuable to the overall creation process, or B, submit your own stuff to the Creators.TF workshop. Of course, we have our own workshop implementation built into our website, so if you want to submit something, just push it on our website and it could very likely be put into our next event. Creators.TF is not going anywhere. The launcher itself is our new push to be able to expand into other avenues of custom Team Fortress 2 content. The announcer pack is just the beginning. If you have any ideas, if you have any suggestions, my DMs on both Twitter and Discord are always open. My email is tylermcvicker@yahoo.com, and of course you can always contact the Creators.TF team directly through the Creators.TF Discord server. If you want to support Creators.TF, we have a Patreon page, and of course I also have a Patreon page if you want to support these videos, watch them early, and get your name in the credits. And of course, huge love and shout out to Japanese Bush Baby for doing the voices of the Engineer, the G-Man, and Saxton Hale. Japanese Bush Baby is a good friend of mine and an amazing impressionist of video game characters. If you want to support him directly, check out his Twitch page, his Twitter page, and his Fiverr page, all down in the description below. He does a lot of commissions, and he's one of the best G-Man impersonators out there, if not the best. Anyways, I'm Tyler McVicker. This is Valve News Network. Peace and hair grease. Adios.